Alright, and welcome back to another Age of Empires free-for-all match. This time, we have 5 players, and we are playing on the map called Highlands. And as you can see, kind of the noticeable geography is there's a kind of a winding river that goes in between a lot of the starting players. And most players have their own island other than purple and blue, which do share a pretty sizable island. Just a few reminders. I know we might have some recurring watchers. For any new watchers, the last winner of the free-for-all match is going to be in red. So we'll start with the champion player as Boutelle. He is in red, and he is the Burmese. So we'll start with him. Next up, we have yellow. We have Iceberg playing as the Magyars. We have the fan favorite Milzie playing as the Britons. We have Ahanel playing as the Spanish. And then lastly, myself playing in purple. And you probably saw that llama and you're like, oh yeah, that's the Inca. So Inca start with a starting llama. Very cool llama. I was pretty excited to have them a part of the team. So we'll kind of go over some of the starting locations. Only noticeable thing is that I caught right away is that red has a lot more gold on their island than other islands. So look at all these gold patches. So definitely a big advantage for them. Obviously, there's a lot on this big one, but I mean, there are 2 players on it. So we'll look at the relics. We got a relic right here. Got a relic right here, pretty close. 2 good for purple. We have 1 right here. Good one for red. Good one for yellow. And it looks like there's 1 more somewhere. I don't know where it is. Huh. Oh, no, those are sheep. And there's 1 more somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Well, comment below. I'm sure you guys know where the last relic is. And so pretty good starting locations. Nothing crazy. And you'll kind of notice that there's a lot of choke points that are naturally forming. And this kind of sets up some pretty cool encounters for all the players. Let's check out the economies of each player to start. Looks like we do have some sheep being farmed. And it's really a major act of aggression, killing a purple scout for no reason. I was just kind of running by. So that was kind of a big slap in the face from blue to purple. Milzie has no farms right now. Okay, he's got 1 farm. Maybe he could be using a little more people on food here. I suppose he does have a lot trying to get this 1 patch of berries, but probably hurting a little bit on that. Let's see how red's doing. Got a lot of woodcutters, a lot of sheep waiting in the queue here, ready to be bring to the slaughter. Looks like maybe you could be getting that sheep. Let's see red's line of sight here. Okay, not aware of the sheep. Okay, that is good to know. All right, we have some palisade walls out of yellow. He knows that red's going to be strong since they are the reoccurring champion. We do have a scout guarding that relic right there. And we do have a galleon and a few fishing ships. So nothing really major to start. And looks like green did get a lot more of that going. And we do have a major push out of red. Looks like he is going to get that relic if it's the last thing he does. So let's kind of look around. So I don't know where that last relic is. Kind of thought that was funny. 2 stone mines right behind the trees there. And we do have another palisade wall coming out of purple. You know, I knew it was going to be pretty important to just kind of block myself off from the other players. And so yeah, using those choke points. Thought this might be an opening right there, but looks like it is blocked off. Looks like blue already has a relic. Okay. I wish I could rewind and look and see where that was, because I have no idea. But it must have been over here somewhere. So my apologies for getting that. Alright, let's look around. No real major action. We do have a tower being built. Looks like they killed those men-at-arms. And we do have some galleys defending these fishing boats. So nothing major yet. It's just going to keep going. We have a lot of random docks out of yellow. So it looks like he's kind of preparing to defend the water. And we do have a forward town center out of blue. So that's a pretty good location. 2 nearby gold patches, a lot of wood. And it's kind of by this cliff defending it. So not a bad spot. All right, we have 2 demolition rafts being built right there. And looks like they did kill a scout as well. So let's kind of look at the bases again. Not much going out of green. Not much out of blue. Looks like he's building up. And let's look at red, the points leader. Oh, we got some knights going. Let's get in that relic. Looks like that monk died. Okay, keep going here. We did have a monk just convert this this red ship here, so that was pretty frustrating. No docks out of red. And then we are going to be chasing them down. Red does start focusing these fishing ships. And then stabs the back of the purple ship that was ready to help team up. But then was just using the purple ship to soak up those tower shots. So looks like kind of the end of that one. We have some migrating yellow ships. Probably going to go over here. Okay, we have some scouts and some deer parting ways. We do also have those demolition rafts destroying those purple ships. I was just trying to kind of see what was going around. Let's look at Ahanel's Fog of War. Okay, cannot see that scout, so that's kind of interesting. We have that red ship defending. We got a lot of galleons. I was kind of worried that someone would try and attack me from the sea. That's why I was kind of building up right here. And let's look at the military out of yellow. He's got one relic. He's got a few troops right there and a few fire ships. So you would think that maybe he would build a better wall against the player in first, or the red player, instead of just having a palisade wall. But that's just me. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. And we do have a little bit of build up being out of purple. Kind of chop through those trees. We got some forward wolves being killed. Alright, let's speed things back up for you guys. Yeah, that's definitely looked like an opening, like when I was playing. So definitely wanted to build a tower there. And now we're just kind of waiting for some action. So kind of a slower game to start. Really, each civ is pretty divided. And we have these defensive demolition rafts being built. All right, let's look through here. We have a scouting skirm, just trying to check things out. And that was kind of easily killed. All right, so let's keep looking around. Looks like yellow is trying to build up. He's got a pretty good economy going. Let's look at his resources. So doing pretty good on resources. Maybe we should be spending them a little bit more aggressively on some units. Looks like blue is kind of hurting on some food. And let's look at this fog of war. I thought this was pretty interesting. He knows that those demolition ships are there. Maybe you could go and kill him. Let's look at Milzie's point of view. No idea any of this stuff is built. So that is pretty interesting, kind of how fog of war and those line of sight upgrades can actually be pretty beneficial long term. So we do have an army kind of building up here. We got an onager and a few siege rams. We have another pretty big army. I mean, this is a huge army, probably the biggest army on the map right now out of red. Let's look at yellow. It doesn't have a lot, so maybe he should be using these resources to start building up. He's got a lot of resources in the bank, not really helping him out very much. So we do have a forward push out of yellow, and you'll see I'm gonna do a little bit of tactic. I know that those troops are down there. Let's go to my point of view really quick. I know my troops there's some guys down there, so I send these guys over to the gold to try and kind of distract blue, which works. So these halberdiers go, and then these guys should run over and try and fight them to try and protect these villagers. And at the same time, I'm building a castle. I move that forward. Simultaneously, we're gonna have two fights at once, so I'm gonna try and get both. We have red pushing forward, busting down these palisade walls because they're virtually nothing to rams. At the same time, we have a few siege rams going over here. Now these guys are pulled out of position, so they're running back to try and to defend. So we got two major attacks. Yellow doesn't really have much of an army, so they're trying to destroy those capped rams, but these I'm going to mispronounce it probably, Arabami are pretty strong. They do 17 damage, not much armor, but they are pretty powerful. And we do have a pretty big onager shots being here, just kind of wrecking these conquistadors. All right, and we kind of keeping the push going. We got 3 rams destroying this castle, a few trebuchets, a few guardians here. And then we also have the red forces moving up. Maybe that yellow could be rebuilding, like a lot of barracks down here. Let's look at yellow's resources. He does have a decent amount of food left, but not a ton to kind of build up and fight this. Maybe these guys could be focusing here. They don't do a ton of damage to Trebs, but better something than nothing. Moving forward, we got some bombard cannons being built out of blue. But we still have these trebuchets and these rams are just kind of pushing through these castles. They're pretty tough to defend. Alright, we have some new forward barracks being built to replenish. And then we also have some longbowmen helping out the fight, trying to defend their borders, but they probably don't know about, let's see his fog of war. Alright, and yeah, not much defense out of yellow. Looks like he's building another castle. Not sure if that will be the change the tides, but he is trying. But yeah, this is just a strong, balanced force out of red. Alright, this ram just barely surviving. It's got pretty good pierce armor, so those aren't going to do too much to him. And just kind of building forward here, building some more barracks. And trying to get ready to finish off this last fight. So I was trying to steal this gold from blue, but there's 3 conquistadors left, which I was found pretty annoying. And yeah, just kind of a massacre of yellow being done at this moment. We'll check on green really quick here. Green definitely doing okay. Probably could have some more units being built. Let's look at his... So yeah, green has the resources, so he might as well go up to 200 at this point. What's stopping him? Looks like he does have a lot of longbowmen queued up, and he is building a great wall around his island. If you look, so no surprise ships are coming. All right, we do have a push of paladin coming out, trying to destroy the purple siege. You will notice that these skirmishers do not have a minimum range, so if you're kind of confused by how quickly they're attacking, you'll see that. And we do have really not much out of yellow. Still just being killed. So maybe this would be a good time for green to try and attack someone. I don't think he knows this is going on, but... Alright, those paladin kill one of the trebuchets. Too few are holding on by the skin of their teeth, as you will. And then yellow is still being killed. Oh, he's building some halberdiers. That will turn the tides. Let's look at yellow's resources. I'm pretty sure he's running very low on food. Yep, he is. Maybe he could be buying food with all that gold. You know, can't bring it to you with can't bring it with you the next game. And maybe just some more production buildings would be beneficial to try and clear that up. All right, I'm gonna speed things up a little bit. We do have a ram angrily watching this gate. Okay, just get the go-ahead signal to eliminate it. Green is still rebuilding. He's upgraded to fortified walls. That's good. Getting those borders secure. We have another forward castle being built and some forward bombard towers being built in response. So here was a pretty big push out of blue. It wasn't fully rebuilt yet, so that was a very wise move. And I don't have the best arrow upgrades at the time. You can see that they weren't fully upgraded. So I was really focused on this gold for some reason that I decided to send all of my units up there. Looks like yellow's still dying. Yep. Okay, just wanted to check that out. Then we do have a forward green push happening simultaneously while blue is pushing. So this was like something I was kind of nervous about if they were both going to fight. But for some reason they leave. Yep, that was enough for them. Turn that ship around. All right, we have another castle being built. These blue defenders are doing pretty well. Maybe could have focused these trebuchets a little bit sooner. Could have gotten that tower down. Looks like a trebuchet was being built here, but was killed. Try and get everything on the same frame here. But this onager, this cliff was really a killer for the offense. So it's just really easy to just kind of hang out here and let the castle do its work. I'll check on this one. Yep, yellow's still dying. We do have a relic right here. Looks like there was a monk in a transport ship that died. And blue is pushing forward, but it is tough to just kind of kill some castles with champions only. So maybe some more siege would have been a pretty good deciding factor. Let's look at green. They've completed the wall, and yellow is still dying. It's got a few knights defending the last mill, the last food production. And looks like red's just kind of trying to run up their score. Could be a little bit more aggressive, probably. That was a joke. Now purple is getting rebuilt, rebuilding those production buildings, sending in a few more rams. I knew that this bottom gate was destroyed, and I didn't really feel like pushing out all of these bombard cannons, so I was like, I'll just send a few guys down here. Yellow is still dying. It's got a lot of ships angrily watching from the side. And you can tell that bombard cannons don't do a ton of damage to rams. They do about 1 to 2 damage, so they're pretty tough to kill. They just have so much pierce armor, 195 pierce armor. So now we have some halberdiers going to defeat these trebuchets. We got another battle down at the bottom here between halberdiers and champions. So I knew that I could just fire at will into these guys, and I wouldn't really care if anyone died. So kind of had a benefit there. You'll notice here that yellow resigned because basically they have nothing left, and then this bottom push did start to clear things out, while a simultaneous push up here is clearing it out up there as well. Just killing villagers for no reason, just trying to boost up the red score. Don't blame them. And you will notice that there was one relic here. We got a Mangonel up here trying to get a final kill shot. Does get a few shots off, but ultimately is killed. We do have another push out of green. This is definitely a positive thing. The only thing that you definitely would need right here is some siege units. And that would be pretty beneficial. They are killing... I mean, why stop, you know? Might as well finish the rest off. And at this point, blue does decide to concede in the spirit of not extending the game. So really at this point, it's down to 3 players, down to green, behind their mighty walls, those longbowmen. Purple, looks like he is clearing this out. I did see a lot of idle villagers up there. That is not good. Then lastly, red. So this is probably the strongest army at the time. Purple's army is pretty out of position, and knowing that yellow did concede and resign, I knew I had to get my troops up to the top, so I was really focusing on. At the same time, we have a few halberdiers moving up, and we'll kind of speed things up. There is a little bit of a break in the action, so definitely doing some scouting out of Milzie. Let's check his fog of war. He doesn't really know what's up in these corners, so you'll notice that I don't have murder holes at this point, so they're not really dying, so not a bad tactic. But he is pop blocked, as they say. And you'll see that I am trying to steal that relic and trying to get some more gold. So we got the next fight coming up. Green was, they were pushing, not quite yet. And we have red kind of clearing out these harbors and starting to get the final push into purple. So definitely the castle was built there to defend from ships. But at the same time, this makes it what's it called? vulnerable to trebuchets from the other side, since it is a pretty narrow shot. You'll notice that that was a pretty good onager shot, by the way. Killed a bunch of halberdiers, killed a trebuchet. I do have some demolition ships hiding in the sides, and I was able to kill a good amount of their siege out of red, kind of delaying it. At the same time, we do have a big push out of green. We'll see what pops out of there. I don't remember what's in there. And then we also have some more demolition ships killing these units. Oh, it's just a ram. Okay, it's just gonna die. So we kind of have two attacks happening at the same time against purple. So I knew it was gonna be a pretty tough to defend against. And then these rams are just kind of tanking the onager shots. At this point, I knew that demolition ships would probably be a pretty good defense. I wish I could have upgraded them to heavy demolition ships, but the Inca don't have that technology, so a little bit disappointing. These cap rams are just kind of shredding through all these purple buildings. I am kind of up behind the walls because I know the main forces of red are just delaying the inevitable by killing the siege units. So we do have some pretty good onager shots that already happened. We had that first one killed right there. We have a few stone walls in the way that were just upgraded to fortified walls. And then we do have the green forces. Looks like some forward production was trying to be built, but still not quite done yet. I did hear the sounds of a dying nation. Oh, he rebuilds it right away. Good job. So we got some more docks being built and being cleared out. And I decided that I probably should use my ship so they aren't just destroyed by there. Let's see how many he knows about. Let's look at his fog of war. Oh, he does see all of them. Okay, so he knew that all of them were there. Not actually a lot of, exploration out of red. And here was just a pretty good. Can't say it was by design, but a pretty good wall. I have a siege ram defending. Just kind of making a hole here, and then this onager is just shooting into the enemy forces. So a lot of longbowmen are dying to these onagers. We do have a capped ram going in, trying to clear out that last wall. I'm going to keep things going here. So as you can see, kind of tough spot for purple to be in. We got two people fighting him at once. I thought I could use these ships to try and kill those rams, but with some good micro out of red. So you'll notice that there's a lot of longbowmen right here, and something's gonna be a kind of a disaster. Onager shot 1. I'm like, surely he's gonna notice. Onager shot 2. I'm like, okay, no way I'm gonna get even more than that. Onager shot 3. Onager shot 4. I was like, all right, give me one more. I see those guys coming, and I get the last one. So probably the most kills by a single onager I've ever seen in my life. So kind of a rough one for green. And at this point, it's kind of the end for purple. The red elephants finally get their way through. I knew I kind of had to either build up skirms or halberdiers to counter either one of their army, but I didn't really know what to do against both. So I have some demolition ships that I probably could have been building to destroy these catapults, but just the double push was kind of too much to handle at this point. I was able to almost get these, but the archers are watching steadfast. I think really the only downside of green pushes, I mean the green pushes were doing very well, was that he was missing trebuchets. I think if he would add some trebs, this would have gone a lot worse for me. I want to be able to kill all those longbowmen. So we'll kind of speed things up. I do have 2 relics in here, so that is worth noting. I do resign at this point, and we're down to the final 2 players. We'll kind of see. Let's see Milzie's fog of war. Yeah, he doesn't know that. I mean, I guess you could see the dead bodies, but I don't think he knows that all of those red forces are in there. And as you can see, there is just no way in green. I mean, you're not going to be able to do a surprise attack. And then red, he's got a lot of defensive towers built, so that's going to be pretty tough to beat. So kind of funny. It almost looks coordinated if I didn't know any better. But red leaves and green enters. So we do have some stone left over. We also have some stone behind these trees. Not really a way you can get that without cutting them down. Too bad I didn't move these demo ships closer to the middle. But I guess I wasn't being a salty loser. Alright, we have 2 bombard ships being built out of red. This might be the first ships that he's built. Where's his dock even? Okay, it's right there. And, you know, they stand no chance against all those longbowmen. You'll also notice there's still a relic right here. No one knows about that relic. There's a relic right here that no one knows about. And then red was able to take those 2. So kind of something to keep an eye on. Let's see red's line of sight. Well, so I'm going to slow this down really quick. Boutelle, line of sight. Oh, and this is an unexpected conflict. Both armies are walking, and maybe not focusing on the ram would have been a little bit better out of green, but this was just like a tough battle. Also, at the same time, he does finally see this relic right here because of those yellow ships, so he will be able to get that. So we'll kind of speed things back up. So red knows about that. About this green army. Doesn't look like he's too worried because he does know the composition of it. He knows there's no trebuchets. So as long as he has some ground defenders, he knows he's going to be able to get that. I thought this was an interesting tactic, using onagers to kill the walls and not use these 3 trebuchets, but you know, there's a lot going on back at home, so I don't blame you. And let's see, does he have a monk on its way? Not yet. But yeah, I think if green would have built maybe a castle right there, and then just had some trebuchets shooting and killing him there, that would have been a pretty big game changer. All right, we have some green troops walking in. Definitely don't think they knew about that. Probably came from over there. Probably trying to walk back to defend. Not many troops at home for green. All right, we have another push coming out on the top. We have another push coming through the bottom, you know. We have a siege box shop. We have an archery range and a barracks. Definitely get those production up. And we do have a few buildings of... All right, this monk just escapes the fire ship with 1 HP. I was trying to get it, but looks like I just missed it. These fire ships trying to get some kills from beyond the grave out of yellow. And we're going to see this slow but sure methodical attack out of red, just like we saw at the top. And at the same time, we do have a few rams being pushed from the front. So maybe could have used these guys to kill these skirmishers. It is kind of a tough fight since they're going to be sitting underneath the castle. And then there's just not many troops back at home for green. I mean, they're all at the front trying to attack red. So there's really not much stopping red from just coming in and killing those units. We do see this castle being destroyed. We have some forward buildings being built out of green. Definitely like to see that. And then we kind of have the methodical push forward out of red to kind of kill green as it goes. So we got some more rams being built. Got some more barracks being built. But back home, let's see what Milzie's... So Milzie has a lot of resources, just no gold. So maybe he could be using the market to get some more gold, to get some better units. Alright, they're going forward here. Only got a few castles left to clear out of green, otherwise there's really nothing stopping them. And then we have 2 rams going in. I don't mean to keep saying it, but yeah, just some trebuchets would really made a big difference for this forward push. But yeah, these longbowmen, they have great range. They're able to kill these horsemen here because they have no pierce armor. I mean, they have 2. but they're not going to be very good against, you know, a castle. All right, what's being converted? Okay, I don't think anything. I think the monk is right there. Back to red. A lot of dead units. Not much left out of green. Sending another wave in. Can he destroy it? Maybe have some halberdiers in here. We got some forward villagers. Maybe they'll be the deciding factor. But these champions are going to make short work out of these crap rams. All right. Going back down to the bottom. We got the last town center. We got a monastery. We got one more castle. Not looking too good. And we got some champions pushing forward. And looks like green is... He's got a lot of food and a lot of wood, but that's about it. That's not going to last him forever. Especially with all his houses being destroyed. He's not going to have much population left. I think this might be the last push. We got a good couple of onagers. Just kind of mopping up the place. Will this last castle stand? Will it fall? The answer is it will stand. So pretty good game out of all the players. Green finally does tap out there at the end. So like I said, that's a pretty good game. And it was definitely a lot of fun playing. All right. Everyone's favorite. Let's go over the statistics. You'll kind of notice in a lot of the games I do have a bad KD ratio, so maybe that's something that I could definitely work on. But overall, looks like blue has a good. He has more kills than deaths. A lot of deaths out of green. And Boutelle almost with a 2.0 KD ratio, so nothing to laugh at. Most stone collected out of purple. Most gold collected out of blue, which I found definitely surprising since they were second team out. And then food and wood, most collected by green, which makes sense because he had so many at the end. No trading, good. No tributes sent, good. Map explored. I think this is the most we've seen out of Milzie so far. So great job, and he got the most research count. So good job on working on those areas. We do have a pretty high percentage out of red as well. So it looks like he was kind of branching out, but a pretty even technology. So that means everyone was getting what they were supposed to. Total wonder 0. I haven't yet to see a wonder. I want to see a wonder out of someone. Was only cost 1,000 of each, so nothing crazy. We have 6 castles, 1 relic, 4 out of red, so definitely a huge advantage. Doesn't quite get the most. And then a villager hive, 107 out of blue, so that's pretty high. Maybe that actually kind of hurt him because he didn't have enough room for military at the end. So it's definitely a tough balance. And then here we have the final scoreboard. So we are going to switch over to the grades. So overall, I'm not going to do red first because they won. But the economy out of yellow was nothing crazy, nothing bad. The military was pretty bad because he didn't have any troops to defend. And I don't really remember anything memorable out of yellow other than him dying. So that was a D in spice as well. So I'm going to give him a D plus overall. So we got some room for improvement. My economy wasn't special, nothing good. I had those crazy onager shots. So, I'm getting the A on the spice. I definitely was using those demo ships to defend those waters. So something kind of cool that map had to offer. And I would say my military was average, so I'm gonna give myself a B plus. I'm not biased, but I did a good job. I would say economy A out of green because he had the most food and the most wood. So, and he also had a pretty good mix of technology research. So I'm pretty happy for the fan favorite green. Military, I'm going to give a B as well. Nothing really special. He had a good composition, but maybe could have used a little bit more siege. Just needed some trebuchets, and that would have been an A. Spice there was some spice out of green. I mean, he had a wall around his entire island. He took the time to do that. So I'm going to give Spice a C plus. But I don't remember really anything else memorable out of there. We had blue here. Great economy. Had tons of villagers, so I'm definitely giving him an A. Oh, yeah. Overall grade for Milzie. I'm going to give him a B. He got second place. Should he get a higher grade because he did better than me? No. We'll stick with Let's stick with B. Blues military. He definitely had some pretty good pushes against me. But he probably just had too many villagers, so I'm going to go with a B on that one. And Spice, I don't really remember anything memorable out of Blues attacks. He did have a few bombard cannons, but it wasn't like last game where he had 1,000 bombard cannons. So I'm going to give him a D, giving him an overall grade of a B minus. Good, so good job. Actually, just go B. You're upgraded to a B, Alex. Good job. And we'll make this a nice white, or not a nice black. Finally, on the economy out of Tony, I don't really remember. I mean, he had the huge gold. This is Boutelle. He had a great gold advantage. So I'm gonna give him a B on that. Military, he had a great military prowess, so he got an A for sure on that one. He had a very methodical push. Wasn't losing any troops. I mean, his kill ratio to death ratio was stellar. So definitely an A on that one. And then he did convert a few ships, so that was pretty spicy. And then he had that monk live with 1 life. I don't think that was intentionally spice, but it was. I'm gonna give him some spice on that one. So probably the highest grade out of Tony. I'm gonna give him a C. Just kidding. I'm gonna give him a B. Overall grade, he got an A minus. I mean, he won the game. Defending red champion. First repeat that we're ever gonna have. Probably have some more in the future. But if you have anything for me, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit subscribe. And I hope you like this one, and hopefully have some more for you in the future. See ya.